Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and of course, you guys, as always, I'm a co-host. And so, let's get into some things. Hey, Patty Duke, what's going on, brother Nate? How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to everybody in the balcony. Enjoy. Hopefully, you like the view. Hey, Lynn T, what's going on? What's going on? Hey. Um, so let's just really get into it. This is really just a free fall. I just got off too long ago, so my schedule will be changing. This, yeah, because I get off exactly at 8 o'clock, and then to jump on and do this, that's gonna be a bit much. But we're gonna work it out somehow, and kind of probably change the times around. But you will always get your politics and wellness somewhere or other. We'll get it in there. So just real quick, like I said, this will be a free for all. It's so much that has been going on in this world that I just really want to get your thoughts on. If anybody heard about the guy who murdered his girlfriend's family over a stimulus check, ridiculous. The black woman who was um, I don't know if she was stopped by the police or what have you, and she was, running around the car and doing all this craziness, and he tried his hardest, the police officer, not to, pull out his gun and shoot her, and that ended with her grabbing. She was getting tased while she was sitting in the car. She grabbed her gun and shot at him. So it was just a mess. Um, And on the political note, of course, Donald Trump wanted to be president so he could steal and cheat and not get caught. And it looks like his time is up. And, the secrets are coming out. The pay to play is coming out. The taxes are coming out, and all this stuff is coming out, and it's basically making Donald Trump look like the crook that he was. So the wizard, uh, you know, you get to see behind the fire and all that about the wizard. You get to see the reality that this man only wanted the presidency so he can watch who's watching him, and he can make sure that you couldn't look in his business, because one of two things was happening. He was in charge of who was looking into his business so he could wipe them away, or they were already doing dirt themselves, and they just allowed for him to continue to do dirt, because if I let you do dirt, I'm doing dirt, and if you tell on me, I'm gonna tell on you. Craziness. Talk about Lady G's latest. I did not see that, so if anybody has any details about that, please let me know. I love Lady G. It's a girl after my own heart. That thing just needs to give it up. She's the most two-faced, backstabbing, anything that I know. I can't stand Lady G. But yeah, so Donald Trump is really in his gotcha bitch moment. And yeah, the count executive has been, working with the feds, giving them all the information that they need. So hope, it don't look good for this man. Like, if he even thinks about running again for president, he might wind up dying of a stroke due to all the criminal pressure he's under, because he is no longer the president. And that was the reason for him to be president in the first place. Once he realized what he could do as president, his whole thing was, oh, well, keep me president. That way they can't look after my business. But now he's no longer president, and they can look into his shit. So that's just what they're doing. Now, whether it's criminal enough for him to get charges, go to jail, that's what they're working on. Right now, it just looks like he'll be paying fines. A lot of his fortune will be gone. But, who knows? Okay, so I did hear something he said something about black farmers, but I did not actually get the peep of that. So let me know when you're ready, sir. I just don't want to pop you on and let you know you're not ready. Okay. Okay. So yeah. I heard he's about black farmers, but I'm not sure what it was. Apparently he said black farmers forgiveness bill should really serve as reparations for black farmers. Wow. Does he say that about white farmers that's already been receiving, that he has been receiving tons of funding from the government since the pandemic start, way before the pandemic started? We're talking about when he did when he was doing the turf war with China, and a lot of the white farmers were suffering. They got bailouts. Did we count any of that as historical refunds? No, we didn't. So I'm confused. Don't mind that. Yeah, I had to. It was thin, so I broke it off. But I'm mad. I locked back. Okay, so don't mind it because it's getting on my nerves. I see it just poking out, but it's getting on my nerves. But anyway, yeah, just the black ones. I'm sure it's ridiculous. Like it really don't make no sense. I'm really perplexed at a lot of this. But we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about, which I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. If somebody said bet of $100 and you'll get $1 million, I already knew we were going down this road of we're going to pay the family all this money, because that's what they did with Breonna Taylor, pay the family money, and then look at the rest of us and go, well, they got a settlement. Do we really need to punish the police officers? Because that's just the road that they're headed. Which makes no sense, because at the end of the day, they have lost a family member, a body has been lost, blood has been shed, and that officer helped in that. Officers helped in that. The other officer actually did it with his knee on his neck. So no, they need to pay for their consequences. You ready? Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you dropped that link early.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm glad you dropped that link early, because couldn't type that fast, man.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's why I drop it, because I know sometimes I'd be like, I'm not writing all that. I'd just rather just say what I need to say. Yeah, it's so much going on that I'm just not. It's a lot. I can't even.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, even to. I know you sent me the article, but I had already read about that. Mitch McConnell's wife, using her position to give deals to China and have all this kind of back and forth with China, and all that went totally under the radar. But they understood why Mitch McConnell would never say anything about what President Trump was doing. Never was like, he did towards the end, because he already knew that it was, but he still policy-wise never turned. He may have said some things and then turned around and did, exactly what we figured he was going to do. But he never was like, foot in the sand, this is it. You've gone too far, sir. Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because him and his wife was already doing crooked shit themselves, using that transportation thing, that he getting contracts from China in West Bubble where they are. Like, do you see China?
Nepotism at its best.
Right, right. So of course nobody was gonna sit here and call Donald Trump on his crap, because they were doing their own shit themselves. Now that you can no longer do it because there's a new sheriff in town, and let alone basically Kamala Harris, because the last time I seen President Joe Biden and he had that white shirt, that white shirt looked like he was swimming in it. I said, poor thing. I said, oh God.
Think you make it to the end of the year?
Oh my God. I don't know. I'm like, they couldn't just pin back the shirt and fool us a little bit, make it look tight. I mean, all this was loose. I said, oh, poor Jesus.
Yeah, he looked like he needed a chair with wheels on it.
Right. Right.
Well, you heard Mitch McConnell kind of threaten them if they do anything with the filibuster, that they would grind everything to a halt.
Yeah, but I mean, they said they're getting rid of it anyway, which they should. I mean, there's no point for it to be here anymore. And that's the thing that I hope Democrats will start to kind of grab your balls or your ovaries, whatever you got, and really like get with the program. That man has used the filibuster for his own benefit. So why can't you?
If he wants it so bad, you could ball it up and shove it up his ass. That's what they can do with it.
That's it.
Because he's making threats, and they still we want to be bipartisan about it.
For what? For what? You have the majority right there with that one woman, and if you got to call her every goddamn day,
keep her close by. Keep her close by.
I don't think she minds. At this point, I'm sure I don't think she minds because she already knows how Mitch McConnell is, her being a senator her damn self. She knows what's going on in the tricks that's being played. And truth be told, right now, there ain't much she's doing but the extra legwork that Biden cannot do. He has other people in the cabinet that can do the same shit, that are very capable of doing whatever he needs done. If she needs to be at the state house for, however, just let it be and keep it moving. I think it's ridiculous. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome for coming in the chat. Yeah, I just really think it's ridiculous. Really, really, really think it's ridiculous. But first thing I want to get out the way, because I was like, what are we talking about? Is this the money that George Floyd family has received, the $28 million. I instantly, when they did that before right when they started picking jurors, I was like, yeah, this is the plan. The plan is pay them as much as you can bear, as much as you can, spare to pay them. And then let the people go, well, justice was served because they got paid. How?
Oh, no, justice was not served. There's a little girl that does not have her father.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And to me, enough shit didn't burn enough for me.
No, nothing really burned.
Burned it to the ground.
Yeah, nothing really burned.
You hear now they want to. They brought up a proposal to move to another move it out of the
right. Move it out of
the city.
Right.
They weren't even finished.
They're not even finished
picking the jurors.
No.
Now they're talking about calling back the jurors, and I guess asking them
particular questions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the jurors, a few of the jurors were saying no, that they didn't want to get involved. One of the jurors saying she was a substitute teacher and it would deeply hurt her students. I'm just like, what? You're a substitute. Okay. Yeah. Right, like you're a substitute.
You don't have the same students.
Right.
And anyway, you're not in school anyway.
Right, that part. And if you are in school, it's through video. And again, you're a substitute. So I'm really trying to figure out, like, why is that even important? I just think a lot of people don't want the publicity and backlash that will follow behind their decision. So now they're playing because they already know what they're going to do. They're going to either side with the police, and they don't want people, finding out their address and being put out there. So they're trying to be like, well, I'll pass.
And for as much as I hate jury duty, there's no way in the world I would ever want to be on that case. That is horrible.
They were talking about sequestering them already, and the judge was like, no, there's no.
I was surprised they didn't do that. I'm surprised that should have been the first thing.
Well, because of the answers. The answers that they were given were that they were familiar with the case, but that they would allow themselves to be open to actually hear all the facts and make a decision for themselves.
Put me up in a hotel with guards.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, because they were asking them too, as far as, I guess, releasing their information, how long do they think it should take? I mean, how long do they think would be reasonable for the information to be released. And a lot of them said like 6 months.
Right.
I would say a year. I say a
A
year.
year. Yeah.
You know,
I say a year. But a lot of people like to come out there and then use the do book deals and all that kind of stuff. So
well, you know what? I'll be writing my book while I'm sitting there sequestered
That's it.
in the hotel.
That's it. That's it. My opening of my book will be the first day. I'm in the hotel.
I'd be taking notes,
right,
and be like everybody else.
Motel 8. This is ridiculous. All kinds of like little notes, jotting down stuff. But yeah, I think this is there's about to be a Rodney King 2.0, and they're setting it up for they're gonna let this man walk.
Oh yeah.
Their thing is, well, the family got $28 million. Okay, let's look at that. $28 million. You already know that Action Network and Bubblegum Crump over there, because I hate when he talks, all I hear is boo boo doo boo doo boo doo boo doo. Don't even get me started.
No, when I see him in the suit, and it's like, damn, his head is big as hell.
Right.
But then and
then
he's like Jesse. He's like Jesse Jackson to me.
Yeah. So he starts. No matter, you can imagine there's a couple million being delivered as far as a bill to that whole Action Network thing that Al Sharpton, him, and the rest of them all got finagled up. So that's going there. Then you have his children and family members and mother and whomever else and all these other people. That's not even enough to they
can't put a price on somebody's life,
but they quit to throw money at us and think, oh, that's what you want. Here you go. Now let us go back to doing our business. And it's like, yo, you can't do that. Like somebody has to pay the price for that. Like there has to be a price paid. Like any other form of justice. You do something.
They did. They did bring up the. They did, I believe, reinstate the third-degree murder.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the judge did. Now that's kind of a toss-up because I'm like, you put it there, but will the jury actually consider it?
Yeah.
That's the question, because you can put it there all day, and sometimes I think they put it there so people, so it's not outrage. It's like, see, it's there, but they still got to pick it. And if the jury decides, well, they don't feel like it was that, then they would go with the lesser charges. So then you're still looking at what you're looking at. You're still looking at less charges. Because you put the highest one out there. It's like even when you're selling a house, you give the highest, you go up thinking, well, I don't think nobody's going to, give me this for this house, but I'll put it out there. And then they're like, well, let's negotiate. And you wind up negotiating. So that's the whole, put the highest charge out there and you can negotiate with the rest. So that way it doesn't look like you giving me minimum charges from jump and then we negotiating on already minimum charges, so that's crazy.
But when will that make him eligible for parole?
Right. Because the ones I was looking at, they said 7 years eligible, and the first couple when they took that third charge off, the third degree, it was 7 years eligible, like in 2, something like that. It was just crazy. Like, what's the point of putting him in jail if you're gonna give him 2 years? Because he's gonna be in some kind of special confinement where no one can touch him, no one can be around him.
He'll be in a special wing,
right? The other officers will protect him, feed him, look out for him, whatever. So it'll just be a vacation, just a restricted vacation until he goes home. Where's the justice in that? Because then he gets to go home to a wife he divorced while she was holding on to the money. So they couldn't come back at him with a civil suit suing him personally for those finances. You know what I'm saying? So it's all like it's a mess right now. It's like it doesn't make any sense. There's no way an officer can be held accountable for his actions at all because you're looking at it where in which officer does something, you sue the city, you sue the state, you get all this money, officer still does not get any kind of personal reflection on him towards his actions. Then you go through this whole trial bit to go, yeah, well, no, we're not going to do that. We'll let you go through the whole rigmarole because, we want y'all to feel like justice is being served. Hey, look at justice. Look at justice. Well, all the same time, she going like this with her blindfold.
Oh, yeah, peeping. Peeping.
Is he white? Oh, he's white? Okay, we don't let this
bitch,
go.
we see you peeping.
Right. We see you peeping to see who's who. So I just think it's ridiculous. I think no amount of money, any price for anybody, even Kenneth Walker, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, is suing the city and the state for their wrongful whatever raid, which I personally always thought that they was in there trying to rob her. They were trying to rob her because of him talking. That ex-boyfriend was doing a lot of talking to them officers and around other people and listening, and they just felt like he was some big drug dealer, big drug runner, and he had a lot of money. And these white officers who at the time didn't really have much money, only had pensions and stuff tied up in investments and needed some money. They thought they was going to go in this woman's house. They was going to get all this money and make it look like, she resisted arrest or some kookaburra story and kind of get away with it. And what they weren't expecting was that new boyfriend to be in there strapped, ready to go down and registered. So I just think it's really, really crazy.
Yeah, you're right, Lynn T. Black people, we're not mad enough.
No, no, we're not. But the point is, will we ever? Because the thing about it is that irritates me is the families get paid and they instantly, quickly throw the family out there. We want to call for peace, but justice hasn't been served yet.
Yeah,
you got 28 million.
But I'm waiting for that day that one family says,
thank you for the money. Says thank you for the money.
For the money, yeah.
Thank you for the money, but fuck this shit. We still want justice and burn the city down until we get
this. Yeah, the way I feel,
right.
And this shit should burn from coast to coast,
right? Yeah,
and I believe that's the only way that they're ever going to be serious about it.
That's it, because what they think is money is the only thing that will stop us from going ham. You know what I'm saying? Like money will stop us. The only thing going ham. They realized that in Rodney King, because Rodney King didn't get money at first. The verdict came first. The verdict came first, and then people rioted, and then the money came second. So they've learned from that, and that's what we need to realize. They're watching how they treat us and learning, all right, this is what we do next time. This is what we do next time. Instead of us just being outraged at this craziness, we need to organize, set it up, and be like, all right, cool. You want to do that? Cool. You can pay the family all day long. That ain't my family. I'm not.
And that money's coming from the taxpayers. That's coming from the people themselves.
That's my point, right? And that's
not coming from the police officer. It's not coming from the police department. That's coming from the taxpayers.
Right. So it's like we are paying for the crimes they do against us. Let that sink in. We are paying for the crimes they do against us. So it's not when they say, oh, the city paid out. What city you live in? If you live in that city, the city paid out, you paid.
Yeah.
So then there's no guarantee that, you'll step outside your door and you're next. So I don't, this whole with the family saying, oh, we need peace, Cut the BS, take your money, thank you, do what you need to do for your family with your finances. But no, I can't take that. Because at the end of the day, if I step outside my door, I could be the next George Floyd. Any of us could, that are black and male, they could be the next George Floyd or anybody, or the Breonna Taylors. That's no guarantee that, oh, we're changing the system. No. This is
no, it's not changing.
Where we're patching up a boo-boo that we did. But
no, all you're doing is perpetuating the same cycle.
That's it.
Next week is somebody else's name, somebody else's child, somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife.
That's it. And then, we're going to sit here and talk about, kind of break down how it happened, what happened. It's just ridiculous.
It's the same shit, you know. How difficult can it be?
Different person, different day. Let's see here. I'm still waiting for the what? I'm waiting for the colors to change against him. But you already know they've already criminalized George Floyd already, talking about his drug abuse and all that kind of stuff, which had nothing to do
with it.
with him being harassed by the police for the store clerk calling about a counterfeit $20 bill. Right. That if you really wanted to be just about it, all you had to do as a law enforcement agent is take the $20. Like,
that's all they do anyway.
That's all you can.
Or give it back, or say, give it back to you and make you pay for it some other way. Right. And you usually take it to wherever you got it from.
Right. If you remember. Right. So it's just like, come on. Like, I really didn't understand all that was just done for what? But what I'm waiting to see, though, the other officers, after this is over, that Asian officer and the mixed officer who's half black and half white, I guess, I'm waiting to see what their verdicts are going to be. Because something in me is just telling me that their charges, they're going to make them charges stick. And you'd be sitting there like,
you think?
Well, how the hell they get charged with all these crazy charges, but the man who actually did it didn't get charged?
Now, are they still trying those three together?
Yeah. Okay. They're charging him. They're trying him separately, and all the other three officers will be tried together. So I'm really curious on how that's going to work out.
Yeah,
they're pretty much. But we always do, and that's the thing I sort of people don't really get. It comes from us, so we are paying for the injustices that they do. That's why they don't care nothing about what they do. It don't matter. We're not coming for their pensions. We're not coming for their homes, making sure their families are homeless. I wouldn't care if all you had was $300,000 in the bank. I want it.
I want it all.
I want every bit of it.
Run me that shit.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Right. I'll take the $27 million that you're giving me from my community and give it back in some form. Okay. And then I'll take the $300,000 just because I'm that petty from him, because clearly he the one that did it. And that's the person I want. So since he had his knee on my loved one's neck for 8 minutes until he expired from this earth, he can give me every bit of pension and everything else that he has had. I'll take that. So but then in much crazier, sadder news, and I need us to do better as a people. That man that killed his girlfriend's or baby mother's family for a stimulus check. When you ain't even been active in the child's life, come on, y'all. Like, seriously, the hell is wrong with that was just crazy. Very sad and unfortunate. But all I can say on that is, people, please be careful who you lay down with. Like, do some due diligence and kind of, be a little more cautious, because these people, they don't have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Black, white,
was that in Philly?
I don't know. It looked like it from
Yeah,
it was
because I want to say Philly when I looked at it. Because first thing I always think is, oh, it was here.
right,
That sounds like our hood shit.
right. No, it didn't. They
I
didn't.
think it was. I think it was Philly. It was just one of those real crazy. Because
Yeah,
I had to go back and reread it. I was like, what?
yeah. I was
Like, damn, the checks just came out this weekend.
right.
You
It
know,
was but I think she had filed taxes too.
taxes. Yeah, she had taxes
Yeah,
and that
taxes
on
and
top of
stuff.
it.
Yeah. Um, and it's almost like one of my friends was like, "Well, they should have just gave at this point. Maybe they should have just gave him something, and maybe he would have left him alone." But who's to say? Who's to say he would have? He would,
Yeah. Who's to
you know,
say he even ever gave anything to the
right,
child?
right. But now I'm saying they were saying that in order to stop him from, doing what
Oh,
he did,
shoot, doing what he was going to
gave
do.
him.
Oh, he was going to do something regardless
Yeah,
because
that's
he
what I'm
wouldn't have went
thinking
in
too.
there with all of that.
Right. He would have done something regardless of the money.
Patty Duke, he don't lay down with jobless men.
Right. Please don't. Please don't. Not love. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you cheating on me now, Redbone? You cheating on me?
Hey, Virginia Redbone.
Hey, Virginia Redbone, what's going on?
She offered him $400.
Yeah, what's that? I mean, when you ain't paid nothing in a child's life,
You're right.
what more? What more do you want? You ain't paid a damn thing in that child's life. I'm sitting up here taking care of the child and working. Take your $400 and go about your business.
Mm-hmm.
But to kill all them people and that little girl,
And that little girl, yeah.
that was really ridiculous. Let's see. Other than that,
did you hear about Rush Limbaugh?
and he did.
Yeah, still. Yes, Lord. Thank God, good.
Well, is anybody taking over his show?
Please. They haven't found anybody that maybe Piers Morgan. Who knows?
And him too. I mean, and even for like Sharon, I was listening to a clip where Sharon Osbourne was trying to defend him, and it was just like,
yeah, that was crazy.
I'm gonna need y'all white folks to sit the fuck down, okay, and realize when someone's being racist without calling someone a nigger or nigger bitch or wench. I'm gonna need you to know the difference. Like, step out of yourself and know that he's furious about this woman. Why would he be that mad? I'm sure plenty of women have ghosted him. His fat white ass.
I'd have been mad too, but damn, I would. How many years was that?
Right. You know what I'm saying? When she first was like getting into Hollywood, I guess maybe so. Well, she ghosted you, and she met Prince Harry. You've been that furious ever since. That's BS. You wasn't that furious because you was on talk shows beforehand when they first was talking about their engagement or whatever. You were talking about it. You was, oh, I met her. We hung out. I went to you know, I thought we were gonna hang out later, but she got in a cab and she went to a party and she met Prince Harry.
She upgraded real fast.
Right.
Why the hell was she? You know what? Because I did not know he was just like 55. I was like,
he looks
old, man.
That's that white. That's them old crackers. They don't age well.
That 10 crumpet shit.
They don't age well.
But like spoiled milk.
But she was just over it. Like, why couldn't she be? I'm sure plenty of Caucasian women that he's dated ghosted him. He's never been this furious. It is because her behind was actually able to swindle or swoon rather Prince Harry and get into the whitest, blackest, but I'm not gonna say I'm black at all. No. Royal family there is. With a whole bunch of incest and inbreeding they got going on that really is ridiculous and nasty. Because if we're gonna sit here and talk about how that ruins the monarchy having Harry marry Meghan Markle. Let's talk about how Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip are cousins.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did you see his? They had brought him
His
from the
picture,
hospital.
his picture, he looked like a zombie.
No, you know what was real funny? I started laughing. And I said, boy, maybe Rihanna ought to give him some Fenty Beauty because that boy looked hurt. What was wrong with him? What do you have
He ain't put no makeup on, no nothing to cut.
He's like 99. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah. Well, you know, her mother lived to be 107, 110.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope Charles ain't hoping like, you know, oh yeah. Charles, you'll be dead before your mother even kicks the bucket.
But he did. I was like, boy, he looked bad. I think he needs to go back where, you know, whatever hospital he was in. He definitely needs to go back in.
I think at this point they're just letting him have his last moments. As comfortable as he can. I think that's what they're doing. Because he looked bad. He looked like he was practically dead anyway. So yeah, I think they're just letting him.
Yeah, but they did say too that Sharon Osbourne she came out with some other racist rants.
Oh, did she?
Allegedly.
No, I just heard her talking about it on the talk, and I think Cher Underwood was trying to explain it to her.
Yeah, she did a good job, but it's to that point where it's like, God damn, you know,
right?
You get tired of telling the same story over,
right?
You know, explaining. I should not have to explain to you, you know, what is it? Don't you understand? But then you gotta remember, they never have to live like this, so.
Right? But that's my point when I say they need to sit down and stop being so quick to be like, but I don't see them. You didn't have to live like this. You've never had to live like this, so you don't know what that's like. You really, you know, you really don't. Not to the degree in which we deal with it. Like, yeah, you may get anti-Semitic or this and that every once in a blue, and you feel like, oh, but a constant barrage of
from the time you walk out your door in the morning, you're putting on your armor, you know,
right,
and you say that, which I'm sure that everyone has said. I have to go and deal with these fuckers today.
Right.
Damn,
right.
These motherfuckers get on my nerves.
Right.
So.
Truly in question.
Yeah, because now they're all on hiatus. Ain't nobody getting. Well, I'm sure they're probably paying them because they probably would pitch a bitch. They should have just snatched her off there. They should have just snatched her off for a while.
Yeah, they should have, but they didn't. So you know, who knows? Sounds like the staff is starting to spill the tea. It's a mess. Well, yeah, you know, a lot of the staff is starting to spill the tea on a lot of the shows. Like Ellen's staff was starting to spill the tea on her.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's always something going behind, and the more money they make, the more that they think that they can get away with.
Right. Again, because nobody's checking, you know, to be like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah. You're like, oh, just letting them do whatever.
And you know, Ellen's thing was, you know, we're one big happy family.
Right. She's Miss Nice. You know, so.
But they're the worst ones.
Right.
They're the worst ones.
They are, get away from the super nice. I'm telling you, the super nice. Don't do it. You'll be in trouble. Let's see if I was another article that I wanted to talk about. You said former members of the Black Panther were seeking parole after 5 decades.
Yeah, I believe he has COVID now too, but he's in the early stages of dementia.
Wow.
You know, so it's like.
But I wonder, would they even do that? They ain't even think twice about letting Bill Cosby out.
No, they haven't.
He's still in jail. And I was even.
Is he in federal?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Because I was even thinking that was something Biden was going to do early on.
Oh, pardon him?
Yeah, just to pardon him.
No, he needs to stay. He needs to stay.
I mean,
he needs to stay. It would, you know what? It with Bill Cosby, he's problematic anyway. Because on one hand, he did, you know, he's just blasting everybody, and
right.
you know, but then it's like, well, goddamn, Bill, all this time, you know, you're drugging women,
Right, and as much
and you knew it was something that his wife knew about too.
right.
They
That's
should have
what kind of
snatched her ass. They should have snatched her ass up too,
right,
because she knew what was going. Oh, hey, you know, that sounds kind of familiar. Who could that be?
It just sounds very problematic. I mean,
no, it sounds familiar.
Problem.
It does. Sounds familiar. It's like
problematic with some familiarity. Because
my.
I'm just, on the one hand, I figure like he's an older person.
I don't care. You have to pay.
But we have to realize too that a lot of people around that time was doing the same shit. This is not for that.
He got caught. He got caught.
Yeah, well,
you know, yeah, he got caught.
Yeah.
Teach him a lesson.
It happened in Indianapolis, not Philly. See, I knew it wasn't Philly.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't Philly. Although he did look like a Philadelphian, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean the neighborhood just looked like
Philly.
The
row homes and stuff looked like a Philly neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
No, but Bill should have he got real comfortable because I mean you have that many women pop up.
Yeah, but I mean it's the same thing. Like look at Governor Cuomo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Governor of New York.
Yeah, but you know what too? I really thought about that one. Now, suppose they brought all these women out so they can get rid of him. Then that way they can get a Republican in there.
Yeah.
And then when Trump's ass comes up for trial, he can pardon Trump.
Possibly. But see, the thing that kind of makes me iffy about that, it's the Senate there is and the House are all Democrats.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that makes it kind of like, but it could be some Democrats that are playing, you know, kind of playing that disguise, which I think like the Democrat at West Virginia, I think he's doing it too. I think he's secretly down with Trump or Trumpism. And he just, you know, now that they have the majority, he's kind of the one that will throw a monkey or a wrench in the plans just, you know, to fuck shit up. So they got to make sure they're pleasing him at every decision that they make because he could be the one to turn it and not give them the majority anymore.
But they just all sound like creepy old white men. And that's just one thing. And that's one thing old white men do too.
Right.
They're real touchy.
That's what I don't understand. Like I mean, I get it. No woman should be violated or anything like that. And definitely their stories need to be told. But let's be very clear and stop acting like white men, even back as far back as slavery, ain't been the type to just grope on, ask inappropriate questions, view inappropriate stuff. Like let's not. There's been a lot of history of white men in power utilizing their power.
Yeah, they do it all the time. Even in the workplace.
Right.
I've always heard women complain about, oh, he said something to me.
Right.
But of course it's out of earshot of other people. Mm-hmm. Or when they were alone or that type of thing. And I said, well, you know what you do? You say the most. If you say, motherfucker, I'm gonna stab you to death if you touch me or that type of thing. Mm-hmm. I said, you make sure you do the same thing. I said, you do the same exact thing that he does to you.
Right.
I said he'll be looking at you strange. I said, but you let somebody else know that this was said to you. Mm-hmm. And when you go to HR, make sure it's after the fact that you've taken it outside and discussed it with people outside the company, and you let them know that, because a lot of times they'll just sweep it under the rug.
Right. They sure will. And it's happened far too many times. As a New Yorker, you stand by Cuomo. I mean, me too. I mean, I'm a New Yorker. His father is, been the governor. So the Cuomos are a very well connected family. And I think a lot of people, and especially when Trump and him was going back and forth, a lot of people just wanted to like knock down that whole Cuomo thing. And they were just looking for something. When they found a little something, they just keep, pushing at it.
But they found that wound and they dug their finger deep in that.
Yeah. But what
3 or 4 women now.
Right. But what I don't understand is the Democrats push, he needs to resign. He needs to resign. He needs to resign. Yo, if you said this to the Republican and the Republican said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to be president.
You have a president. I'm going to stay right here of the United States.
Governor. I'm going to stay right here and be whatever. Then what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, let the women, let the investigation happen. If really nothing is found out, or if it's just he said this, he said that, he asked this, he asked that, which are questions and things that are inappropriate, you need to fess up to him, apologize for him, and we can move on. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's like, we quick to be the ones, oh no, you need to resign. You need to resign. That's just horrible. You can't do that. You need to resign. Yet these mofos sitting around here, having male escorts and I was just praying with the young man. Yeah, right. That man is nothing but a call boy, and that's what you got caught with.
Yeah.
But you still sit in office right now. There's no repercussions. You apologize to your family and you keep it moving. Yet people like the guy in Florida, gets caught with the drugs and everything, and you going through all this apology tour, stop being engaged in politics and all that kind of stuff. Yo, people are human. Even these politicians are human, horny, nasty, whatever. They just are.
Yeah, on that power trip.
Power corrupts. Power corrupts.
I'll keep that to myself.
What you about to say?
I was like, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. My sense of humor is dark. It is. I'm not going to say it. But anyway, power corrupts. That's what it does.
Power corrupts. Well, yeah, it does. But it also attracts. Like, let's not be foolish and think if we can look back at stories, even like with Martin Luther King, and they talk about he cheated on Coretta Scott King, because power attracts. That ability to have people come to you and listen to you. There are a lot of women, men.
Somebody's always throwing themselves in your face.
Attracted to power. Monica Lewinsky did not fall on President Bill Clinton's penis. Okay,
I was going to say power makes a penis look bigger.
Right.
It gives it girth.
Right.
I heard.
It makes it look spectacular.
Spectacular. Is that new? Is that a new one?
That must be the presidential penis.
But like I said, she didn't use it wisely, because I'd have had me a job for life.
Job for life. There wouldn't have been no evidence known nowhere. I would have been in every cabinet position since he left. I've been sitting in a Bush cabinet position.
Yes.
They've been like, well, you've been here so long. Yeah, because I do.
And I'm going to be here longer.
Because I do a great job.
Yeah.
Only person I can see probably be like, bitch, get the hell out the way, would have been Michelle. Bitch, move.
Why is she here? What did she do?
Why is she here? Did I not say she's not supposed to be here alone with nobody? I don't care if it's girls. She's not here with nobody. Put her in the office in the corner, okay? I don't want her around here. But yeah, this point is just ridiculous. I have seen a person. I have seen him in person throw up. Oh, Bill Clinton, really? I mean, I didn't see what the big thing was. I mean, I got when he was running and he was on there City Hall show and playing the saxophone. And people was like, he's the first like white black president. No, he gooped the kids because he did that to get y'all to run out and vote for him. Because then he turned around.
He was just approachable. That's all.
Yeah, and then he turned around and at least his first couple of years in office, everything that the Republicans wanted, he gave to them so he could, solidify his presidency and not, be in trouble for anything. But yeah, I mean, they apologize for it now because, Hillary wanted to run, and I think she still hates Bill for all that shit because that's what caused her not to be able to run. But, hey, what can we say?
I think she was just probably mad that he almost really messed it up.
Yeah.
Like, look, he go ahead and do these things.
He did mess it up though, but at the end of the day, he did mess it up. I think she messed it up too, because honestly, I think if she would have left him after office, she would have been able to solidify herself as an individual. Powerful woman,
separate from
him, that was able to take what he did and kind of move forward, and blah blah blah. Now it's too late. Now if you divorce him, you just like, okay, grandma.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna vote for you now because you too attached.
Mm-hmm.
You're too attached.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he's creepy. Autograph his book. But I mean, he seems like the type. I'm sure, and Monica Lewinsky, let's be very clear. At the time, Monica Lewinsky was a little chunky, and I'm sure the boys was not hitting on her like that. And Bill saw that and was like, well, if I just give her a little bit of attention, she'll be all over it.
You know what? It's sad to say, but, men have that ability to see the weakness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And why? Because we detach ourselves from emotion.
Yes.
So we can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see
and see another person's vulnerability,
right,
and go right in on it.
Go right in for the kill.
But ladies, luckily, most of your men don't know that shit.
Right.
So don't tell them.
Right.
Right. You always wonder why a man can go from person to person to person to person and have no emotional attachment.
Right.
It's almost like playing sports.
Right. No, it really is.
But it is. Right. It is. It's more of a game.
The game, yeah.
Yeah. And that's biological. That's actually biological.
Yeah. And especially when you're around the person's family that you're involved with, and you hear the uncles and the dad talking about know that it is a game.
Yeah.
Y'all laughing and joking about old times, and you like, oh, your dad, your uncle, they were crazy. No, it's a game, and he has been taught the same game.
Yeah.
So know what to deal with.
And they'll say, oh, he'll calm down when he gets older.
Right.
And
if those mofos ain't calm and still doing dirt, he's not calming down no time soon.
No. Yeah. No, that's Mother Nature. You thank Mother Nature for that one.
Right.
Because I don't believe we were supposed to be monogamous.
Really?
I don't think we were supposed to be monogamous. No.
So you don't do? So do you believe in the Adam and Eve kind of position?
You mean what? One person?
Well, I mean, because there was one person.
I mean, yeah, I believe in it. I mean, it's something that you can override.
Okay.
But biologically, I don't believe that we were supposed to be. You're supposed to mix up the gene pool. That's what I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, one is enough. Yeah, 5,000.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, who has time to divide yourself fully? I mean, when you devote it into one person, you really got time to devote yourself to this one person, devote yourself to that one person, devote yourself to that person too. It's like, dang, you got a lot of time on your hands and a lot of finances. Can we please?
That's right. When I made the decision to settle down, I was ready. I was like, it's over, it's done.
Right, but that's the thing. And a lot of people, when I say a lot of times, there are a lot of grown boys.
Yeah.
And we need to realize there are a lot of grown boys, there are a lot of grown girls. It looks like my thing is about to fall. I had to do my little light thing fell, so I had to do some boot blade.
Oh, you had to rig it up.
Yeah, but it won't stay. Okay. But anyway, there are a lot of grown boys and a lot of grown girls. And we need to realize that as a people, like a lot of us are not together. And we need to get ourselves focused. Like, and really, it's okay to seek, it's okay to talk to somebody. You're not crazy. Like, we need to get out of that headspace. Talk to somebody because your crazy ass ain't doing nothing but going from person to person, seeing other crazy, dealing with other crazy ass people, dealing with your crazy ass, and making a lot of toxic people in the rest.
Yeah, and having a lot of children.
Too many.
Destroying too many lives.
Right.
Making it harder, you know.
Making a whole lot of babies for no reason. I think this is gonna fall, but let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. Whatever. But yeah, it's like I ain't got time for that. Like, get your men who have sons, please stop teaching your man, your young boy, hey, go out and get all these girlfriends because that's what a man is supposed to do. Stop doing that because you ain't doing nothing but damaging a lot of these young girls who have a father who's in the home and trying to, hey, you're precious, you're this, you're that. And they, come in contact with some knucklehead who's like, well, I'm just trying to move on to the next.
Yeah.
Destroying them and creating toxic relationships for other people. Stop doing that shit.
Men tell your daughters that they're beautiful. So
right.
Some fuck boy don't fill their heads up.
Right.
Because that's exactly what happens.
That's it.
And they'll fall for they'll fall for anything.
Right. Exactly. It's like, stop it. At this point, we need to start encouraging our people and women too. I mean, I used to, I'd be very honest. There was this one time, and I'll share this story with you guys. I was in church with my mom, and we was I think my grandmother was singing or something, and we had came late because we went to another church because my mom was a church hopper. So I would occasionally hop with her. I was older, and we were come rushing in. We sat in the back. And I'm just sitting there just like, okay, let's get started. And my mom looked over at me and she made this face. And I'm like, we're going to come out like, what are you looking at me like that? She said, you sexy. I said, ew, mom. So, oh, boy. I said, you sexy. Stop it. And I was just like, that was just weird for me hearing that from my mother. But we need to let our sons know, hey, you're handsome. Hey, you're attractive. So they hear it in the home. So when they hear it outside, when somebody said, oh, you're so cute, it was like, thanks. They'd be like, damn, he's just very off,
Yeah.
I just said he was cute. Like, how many times I've heard that? Like, thank you. And keep it moving. So you don't get caught up in somebody saying, oh, you're so attractive. And you running,
and fall for it. Whatever it is, their agenda, if they have one.
Right. Just because they say you're attractive. And you're like, really? Am I? No, encourage your kids. Teach them to be independent from you. Teach them finances. Even if you're still learning finances yourself and how that works,
just teach them what you know.
Right. Let your children know about that. Teach them the importance of saving and all of those things.
Yeah, because a lot of the generational wealth discussion,
right?
A lot of it is our fault.
Yeah, right.
It's right. A lot,
right. At this point, what we could use to give a head start, it's on us. You know what I'm saying? Like the payback is great when it comes, but right now we should be setting that up. We should be setting up the life insurance policies because I'm so tired of seeing a GoFundMe. You have no idea. Especially when you looking at the people when they living and they got on Louis Vuittons and God knows what else. And you like, really? Seriously? You couldn't take that $300-$400 and put it towards a policy for your own hand? I just don't understand. We need to do better for ourselves. And again, whatever else comes, it'll come. But we need to start really doing better for ourselves and really promoting a different type of lifestyle and living. It's great to for those of us who are athletic to push them towards doing sports or whatever, but it's also good too to teach them how to invest their money and utilize their talents why they have them and why they're able to use them, and then also turn around and use the money that they've created from their talent to then invest in their future moving later on. So I just, it's just really ridiculous.
Yeah. And definitely teach them how to be more financially savvy.
Yeah. Because this
when grandma leaves that house, take that house.
Right.
Take that house.
Right.
It may not be in the area you want it to be in, but you want to pay, $1,500 a month in rent when you have a house that's already paid for. And then you let it go for taxes.
Right.
That's the thing that kills me.
Right. And they know that though, but that's what they bank on. These, that's what these white folks bank on, that you're gonna let it go because you're not gonna pay the taxes.
Oh, that's even like now with everything that's going on with COVID and people not paying their rent.
Right.
And everybody's all the landlords are crying because they have mortgages on these properties.
Right.
And they'll default, and corporations are purchasing these mortgages.
Right. They are.
So you don't have the individual small landlord anymore.
Right. You don't.
But take grandma's house. Somebody leaves you a piece of property.
Take it.
You got a teenage kid or a young adult that wouldn't be able to get out there on their own. Put them in there and let them pay some rent or whatever.
Pay some rent, right? Teach them how to pay rent. Like my mom used to do it, and I used to be like, "Mom, first of all, we live here. Like we've lived here our whole life. First time we got a job, all right, I'm gonna need $100 a month.
Please pay your property taxes.
I'm gonna need $100 a month, and if I don't get the $100, you're gonna have an issue. We're gonna be, you're gonna have a problem." And at first, I was like, "Why you joking? Shit,
because your ass don't live nowhere for free."
Right. Shit if she didn't. But and that's the type of lessons we need to start instilling in our kids and our, the people that we influence. We definitely need to make sure that we are teaching the right things. Like it's cool to buy all the flashy stuff if that's what you into, but make sure you paying for your priorities first, and then you can buy the flashy stuff.
Stop watching that stuff that a lot of these influencers out here on Instagram and things like that. They don't even own that stuff. It's
right. That stuff they get for free, and that's the part that I'd really just be like, why are people going around following and buying these things that people get for free? A lot of this stuff that they wear, they don't pay for it.
Yeah.
They get it for free for you to pay for it.
Pay for it. Because they're advertising.
Yeah, that's it. I saw the DJ, the fat one. DJ Khaled. He had a damn bag. I like bags. The Louis Vuitton bag lit up, and he could change the color from his cell phone. And I'm just like, my wife bought it for me. Hell yeah, and hell no, your wife didn't buy that for you. They knew exactly who you were. That's why you went on Instagram to promote that you have it. And what somebody's gonna go do is run out to the store and I gotta get this bag.
Yeah, carry that shit down here in Baltimore.
Right. See how far you get.
Yeah, and your fat ass will be running after it, maybe, or running away.
No, not at all. Somebody be done program their whole bag to their own phone so they can change the colors as they're using it. Hell no. Not the fat one. I couldn't think of his name, but
I remember my mother told me, she's like, "Yeah, you have to pay rent." And I was like, "All right." I wasn't mad.
I mean, I
get 3 square meals. I got 3 square meals and a roof over my head. Yeah.
I grew up in my house, so I wouldn't even think about that. I was just like, but we live here. We've always lived here. How do you know we pay rent? But then once I, kind of like stepped out of myself and was like, this is how the real world works. You have to pay rent.
No, my parents always drilled us. You don't live nowhere for free. You got to help pull your weight around the house, that type of thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we always did chores and all that stuff, but it was never like.
No, they talking about bills. They talking about real stuff. They ain't take out no trash.
Right. It was like
some
take out the trash, clean the front,
shovel snow. Shovel snow. Hey, man, it ain't even snow this year.
Yeah. Clean the front, clean the back, and all that
No,
kind
I
of
want
stuff.
I want cash. That's what they talk about.
Yeah, but I mean that's what we got paid for. We got paid to do chores. So it was like, oh, okay. But then once it was like,
yeah, we got paid for do chores. It's called dinner. That's what that was. Dinner.
Oh my god. You make me joke. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about ramen noodles. We talking about dinner.
Oh no, yeah. No.
You know, they cook what two or three meats on a Sunday, so they won't have to cook the rest of the week.
Oh no, that's crazy because every day of the week, I can tell you from Monday to Friday what we had during the week growing up.
Yeah, it would be in rotation.
Yeah, and my friend's like, really? Like, got it? Like, nope. I would know exactly. The only time it was kind of like potluck-ish was the Saturday. That was like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Sunday was Sunday dinner. Monday was kind of if there was anything left over from Sunday, you had that, and maybe something else. Tuesday, my brother growing up worked at Burger King, so that was an easy. We got Whoppers or something. Wednesday was like steak night. That's crazy. Thursday was spaghetti, and Friday was like fish or salmon or something crazy. But yeah, it was just crazy.
Too much.
Yes. All right, you guys. So it looks like we've been on here for an hour and 8 minutes, and I definitely appreciate and thank you guys for tuning in and joining in. Hopefully, you guys were well informed and had a good time and a few laughs because that's always important. And yes, he is the fat one to me. Paying rent was a small price to pay in order to go home heavy every week. Yeah, I guess so. But once, my siblings got older, my mom was really just like, because I was already out the house and my twin sister still lived in the house. My mother would call me instantly like, talk to your sister. Because I ain't getting no rent this month. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what get you at? She got no money. Find out where her money is.
Find out where the money is.
Find out where the money is. Like, okay. And then the next minute, call me. You didn't have to talk to her like that. That wasn't nice.
That's what she wanted you to do.
Right. That's what you wanted me to do. That was the purpose of you calling me because I was going to get in that behind. So that's what my oldest brother still does to this day. He sends me texts. You should post this on your Facebook. Or you know what's happening right now? This is happening. And I was just like, I'm not even biting the bullet. It's okay. I'm going to let it slide. Oh, you're not upset? No, I'm upset, but I'm not going to let it get to me to the point where I say something. When I say something, I want to be physically in your face. So you know exactly what I'm giving you is not a verbal, ooh, and I'm typing all this. I ain't doing all that no more.
No, we were all spaced out. It's like a 10-year difference between my sister. I'm the baby. So I was the last one home. They were grown and married and whatever else.
No, it's only 6 years difference between my oldest brother on my mom's side. Between my oldest brother and myself and my twin sister, it's only 6 years difference. So we weren't really, but he got treated like he was 10 or 20 years.
Yeah, my brother's the oldest, and then it's my sister, and then myself, and he's just such a. I'd call him a bully, but he's just hard-headed.
Yeah, my brother is hard-headed. I call myself the older one, but the younger one. I am the older one mentally, the younger one.
Yeah. My sister was the head, because like I said, he was just hard-headed, and we learned from him getting his ass whipped.
Yeah. All the time.
What not to do.
Right.
Damn.
Like he's the type that would not cut class and not realize, dum-dum, they're calling the school, they're calling the house.
Yeah.
So that's how she knows the recording pops up. And so then they're like, all right, I know what not to do. Make sure the recording doesn't call the house, or if it does, be there before the recording pops on. Because you still out in the street and the recording.
Oh no, we had neighbors back then. They would they would call.
Oh, really?
And and you'd see him hurdling hedges and stuff, trying to get in the house before she turned that corner.
Yeah, no, my great aunt, God rest her soul, she lived next door. She would be the one to tell certain stuff. And I remember one time we were young and we were talking to neighbors across the street, but we were hanging outside my mother's bedroom window, and she still, till the day she died, talked about something. Oh yeah, the kids was on the roof. I'm like, no, we were not on the roof. We were just outside her bedroom window, like yelling, but we were not on the damn roof.
No, now when I hear people talk about, they're talking about me outside the window, and it's like, well, sounds like early stages of dementia. Somebody sounds a little psychotic. It's a damn shame. A damn shame.
Cool.
Patty Duke was saying earlier, I know you heard about the sports announcer that got caught on the hot mic, called the high school girls basketball team a bunch of niggers.
No.
Yeah, they kneeled during the national anthem.
Oh my God.
And his mic was on. And his excuse was that he was a diabetic. He's a type 1 diabetic, and sometimes when his blood sugar runs low, that he's I guess verbally abusive and all of that. I was like, are you kidding?
Oh, come on. Like, so Tourette's. Wow, that's crazy. I gotta look that up. That is crazy. No, he meant exactly what he said. Like,
because his partner told him, he said, I think somebody heard that.
You think? Everybody heard it. That's crazy.
Yeah, so finally, supposedly, I guess he was like a third party anchor or something like that. So I'm sure he's fired. He's been blacklisted.
Yeah.
He's been nigger listed. That's what he's been.
Like, you're the one that said the N-word. That's like the Papa John's.
The pizza guy. Yeah. Yeah, complaining about his sales were down because they were protesting. It's like, no, it's that sweet ass sauce on your pizza.
I never really liked it. I didn't know nothing about it till my cousin who came to live with us from Baltimore or whatever. Like, yeah, Papa John's. I love Papa John's. Like, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
Sweet ass pizza.
Yeah, I realized.
If you didn't have diabetes,
you would
after that.
Right. I'm just like, what is Papa John's? First of all, okay, you must not know you are in New York City. Like, you could have pizza galore. Who's Papa John's? But for some reason, he was stuck on that. But
well, once that sugar kick in,
you need your fix.
You need your fix. That's right. That sugar kick in.
Not no sugar listed. Yeah, no
enlisted. Yeah.
No sugar listed, but there's sugar in it.
Oh yeah, it's sweet. You can taste the difference. Definitely can taste the difference.
All right, you guys. All right. So I'm just gonna head out. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great night. Thank you.
Have a good one. You're quite welcome, sir.
It's always great. Any new movies or anything you watching?
I'm watching Behind Her Eyes. And
what'd you think so far?
It just needs to speed up a little bit more.
Yeah, it will. Probably.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, girl, what's the point? Like, I get it. Okay, you're friends and you're sleeping with the husband, but what is it?
His wife is just weird as hell. She's all medicated.
Right. Like, girl, you are doped. You are high. You're out.
The whole, he's like, walk over to the medicine cabinet. I was like, boy, that's
God damn. Yeah.
He probably wrote all the prescriptions.
Right. But it will all make sense in the end.
Okay.
It'll all make sense. You're gonna be like, mind blown. By next week, you're gonna come back on the show like, yo!
Yes.
Wow,
okay. Okay.
Patty Duke, I promise you, keep watching. You will be like, okay, I was just mind blown. Like that same feeling you felt Mike Shyamalan's Sixth Sense when you first saw it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You realize that he was talking, and the person was actually dead. Is that same kind of feeling that you will get like, oh no, it almost makes you want to like rewind and be like, when the hell?
Yeah.
Yes, that's on Netflix. Linty, Behind Her Eyes is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
That, and I'm waiting for the Snyder cut of the Justice League. I think it's like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh wow!
It's his cut, and I was like, wait a minute, I saw that before, but now I guess it's all these deleted scenes.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to take it up, I guess, like between 3 to 4 hours,
and
that's going to be on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that. Anybody watch the Grammys?
All I watched was Cardi B. And that was about it.
I saw a clip of that. It was nice. I said,
it was performance. Yeah, don't you say anything wrong. It'll come for your throat.
I mean, it was.
All I kept saying, did she get more butt, or was that from the baby?
I don't know. It looked like it.
And then I was looking at the costume. I was thinking, well, maybe it was the cut of the costume. You know, and because it just didn't look real flattering when she crouched down. I was like, oh, it's kind of waving. Oh no, you know who it looked like? Oh God, what's the girl that K Michelle? She was about 2 weeks ago. She was on a live or something, and she jumped up and down. You know, she had her
butt removed.
A lot of that silicone removed.
Yeah.
And it looked like something off the cartoons. It was like flapping. And I was like, oh. And I think she noticed it, but it was already on live.
Right, it was already gone.
So it was like, what can you do?
Right.
And that's how Cardi's kind of look. I was like,
not fix the
got all this money. Why isn't it
tight?
Tone up.
Yeah,
why ain't it tight?
Snatch it back. She ain't got that surge. She ain't got the surge in it. What you call it?
That butt fell. Yeah, that butt fell.
She ain't got that Beyonce surgeon.
And then I said, "Oh, that's right. She just had a baby." You know. But I don't know. I kind of looked at her. She was looking kind of thick.
Yeah, kind of flabby.
Well, yeah. You flirting with death, aren't you? Don't say nothing about Beyonce, because they will snatch your shit down so fast you'll be done.
I dare
you
not.
Will be. You be done.
I dare not. Even though that was a nice little outfit, I didn't particularly care for the earrings that were like really big, hanging, but
yeah,
it was okay. I guess you want to Grammy for brown skin girls, I guess. I don't know.
No, her daughter did.
Oh, her daughter did. Oh, okay.
Her daughter did, and she won for, I can't remember the name of the song she won. But now she's like the most. Yeah, she has the most for a vocalist. There's a composer that has the same amount. I think it's like 28 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even watch the awards anymore. Everybody I like, they're just not in the loop anymore or dead.
Right. Right. I just feel like, yeah. I mean, for me, it's more like a popularity contest. If you're popular for the moment,
and it's more pop. It's more pop. You know. And I used to just like to see. And I used to just like to see the the entertainers.
The performers and the performances and the entertainers. Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody's auto-tuned. They can't sing. Because she was lip singing. Cardi B was lip singing that because her ass had been huffing and puffing rolling across that stage.
That's what I was saying. I was like, really? She's not even out of breath? Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You done did all that before you even came down the steps, and you ain't out of breath? If you wasn't out of breath, that butt wouldn't have been moving like that, because it would have been nice and toned, because it would have showed that you was doing some cardio to maintain your rapping voice while you're on stage doing all those wop, 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 pop, 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 whatever you was doing. I'm just saying.
Now I do like the song, but especially the beat. It's it's a nice bop.
Yeah.
You definitely could drop the bass in the car and be all right. They don't have to rap. I wouldn't even know what the hell they were talking about.
Right. Yes. I mean,
that's why I don't even sing. I learned not to sing a lot of that stuff because I don't know what the hell I'm singing. It's like I've been got in trouble.
Right. I mean, like I was, and I can attest to that because I was singing that one song where they talk about throat babies.
Yeah.
They were saying go baby. Right. They were saying go baby, right? And I was like, go baby. And my niece was like, Uncle Tony, you know that the real version is throat babies. And I'm like, throat babies? What the hell? And I was like, ew. And I felt real old and real like my mother, like, oh, I don't even want to hear this song no
more. Yeah, once you know what it actually says.
Yeah.
That's why you need to put closed caption on when these videos are because
no, for some reason I was always getting the edited version. So I would just, even in the radio, I would just be like, oh, throw babies, okay, go baby, yeah, go baby, go. Yeah, like, all right, whatever, you know. Then like throw babies. Like, oh, ew. Like who even wants to sing that?
No, there used to be a time and a place. Now it's just all the time. Used to be explicit lyrics used to come on at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, after a certain time, or it wouldn't even be explicit. The only thing that would be explicit is like the backbeat. You hear a woman moaning or something.
Yeah, that'd be about it. But the word, you wouldn't know what it was because they would have two different versions.
Yeah, but other than that, you would not know what it actually implied or what they were really talking about at all. So it was just like
because you actually had substitute words. Yeah. Now they don't even. They just bleep the word, and they bleep the word when she was singing. They just bleep the word. They didn't have a substitute word.
Right. It was like bleep, bleep, bleep. You know, but you kind of put in your own little knowing what it was saying. But I don't know. It's just a whole different day and age.
No, you're old. That's what that shit is. Did I tell you? I told you when you turn 40, I have some stuff to tell you when you get old.
Well,
that's one of them.
I'm not there yet, so don't.
You're not there yet.
No, not till June 22nd. You can mark it. 22nd of June, I will officially be 40, but I will hold on to my 39.
Well, you keep holding on to it and keep lying.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
At least because you could pass for younger. So
yeah. No, I'm not gonna hold on to it. I mean, it's okay. Like I don't feel like, oh my god, I don't believe you. I am, but you don't look it. Okay, nobody in my family looked it. My mother didn't look it. My grandmother, when she would go on field trips with me, they'd be like, "Oh, your mother is so nice," and I'd be like, "That's my grandmother." They'd be like, "Okay, sorry." Like, no, just so you know, that's not my mother. Like, that's not my mother.
No, I had gray since I was in my 20s. There's nothing I can do about that.
That run in our family too. Like my great grandmother had gray hair since she was in her 20s. So gray hair like runs. And I was just like, oh, I hope I don't get it. But now it seems to be catching up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just don't try to stay calm throughout life. Don't let stuff stress you out. That just makes it come in fast.
Trying to do so. All right. So last announcements before I go officially. Gentlemen's Panel will be on Jay Wilson's channel on Thursday. So please make sure that you come check us out there. Other than that, that's about it. And I'm officially out of here. For real. Thank you guys for coming. Always a pleasure. Until next time, be safe. Wear your damn mask. So you don't be a gotcha bitch, because even with the mask hanging out with family, I was a gotcha bitch. So I don't want none of my people to get got. Wear your mask.
He said, yeah, don't get got.
Yeah, please. Wear your mask. Wear it too. God damn it.
Use common sense.
Right. Have a good night. God bless. Peace.
Good night.